There's spicy Lubin violence mechanics based on sanity, and eerie folks and Lovecraft jokes all laden with profanity. Nick Dibble's human sacrifice swinging mascot Arjetta, Lubin's fascist oligarchs PTSD economic group. Shaky moral, shaky friendship, shaky justifications, and sacrilege and blasphemy and deicide well hopefully. And there's crime and burning flesh, coercion, and much keeperoo, and if everyone's done their job, disturbing subject matter too. Needless to say, listener discretion is strongly advised.
Aww,
Thank you to our
love
patrons, as
Amazing.
always.
Who was that?
I love that.
That was great.
That was McMangus from our Discord.
Amazing.
Nick Mangus?
Hitting it out of the box.
She was a preacher sent from on high, but down on her luck.
And those are evil things. They are evil things, and we don't want their stuff.
He was a cantankerous old academic who'd fallen from grace.
No,
Like
no.
the other things I still can say. Like, I will take your balls, stretch them out, and use them as bookmarks.
No.
Remember that one?
No.
How about the one where I said I will take your fingers, mount them on the end of a pointy stick, and use them as a lecture?
I am your supervisor.
And together, they'd have to save the universe?
No, it's my book.
This Valentine's Day, remember friendship.
I take your silence for acquiescence.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you.
Remember love.
Peter, what are you doing in here? Is this some type of autoerotic?
I thought I closed that door.
And remember community.
You know, these provincials can be a little brusque sometimes, I guess.
I became rather fond of our crew.
The preacher and the shithead.
Of course!
Rated 18A for wanton, gratuitous, explicit sexual content.
Oh my god.
That's the
good.
best thing we've ever done.
That was great.
And that was all you, Brad.
Welcome to GC News, the only source you trust to tell you everything you need to know about what's happening all along the Promethean Highway. I'm your host, Sigourney Ellen. Breaking news. After Dr. Pyotr Gaius Maitland's opening speech at the Maitland wing of the Usagicity Library was interrupted, some analysts are already claiming it appears to have been known extremist group, the Jesuits of Christ. There are multiple reports of gunfire coming from the campus. GateSec is encouraging people to stay away from the area until they can secure the scene. Perhaps on an unrelated note, the Epoch-class capital vessel, the Bones of Ymir, has begun a hard burn towards the sun, along with all its support vessels. GC News has reached out to the Navy for What's that? What? We're receiving reports of strange images, potentially holograms, showing up all over the city. No one seems to know what they mean, or what the source of them is. Yes, I know the copy says sigil. No one knows what a fucking sigil is, Clarence. What's happening? Can someone tell me what's happening? Oh god. What the fuck is that, baby? No. No!
Hello, and welcome to The Stars Aren't All Right, Episode 11 edition. My name is Brian, and I will be your keeper for this evening. Tonight, in lieu of introducing our characters, I thought perhaps we could just jump right into a recap of the previous episode. Last episode, Glade shot and killed the scar-faced man, aka the Paladin. Alistair went to confirm the kill and retrieve the book and saw that the scar-faced man had begun to twitch. Meanwhile, Major Ziggy's meat puppet told them to check their data centers before passing out. They learned that the reason the Jesuits hadn't attacked them in force at the library, despite pulling back across the galaxy, was that they had launched an all-out assault on the assembly. Outside, a horrifying monstrosity emerged from the corpse of the Paladin, and Aladin shot the ever-loving shit out of it. Alistair shot the ever-loving shit out of it. Inside, our beloved meth unicorn, inventor of the quote-unquote science of historical astroeconomics, the man indistinguishable from an oxygen tank, the deranged old uncle who makes everyone uncomfortable at Thanksgiving, but who you desperately miss if he wasn't there, Piotr Gaius Maitland finally succumbed to his many wounds and expired. Outside, the sigils that had been previously seen emanating from the book began to spread. They extended beyond the sight of Alistair. The CorpSec agent remembered when he'd seen it before, and it was loosely correlated with summoning. Glade stepped outside and saw the corpse of the creature, having a flashback to her Reaper days. This was not the first time she'd seen something like this. When they attempted to leave, the surviving crew were ambushed by the man in the blood-red suit, Michael Wormwood. He blinded Alistair and muted Juno with a couple of snaps of his fingers, even after eating a shotgun blast from Glade like it was nothing. Wormwood revealed that he was several hundred years old and had founded the Church of His Light as a tool, to ensure that they always had a collection system to gather food for the angels who powered gate travel. Like most billionaires with a vanity project, however, he fucked it up and therefore fucked up the rest of the species, which feels topical at this time. After some tense back and forth, Wormwood grabbed the book, ostensibly to destroy it, and disappeared as quickly as he had appeared. Tenjin showed up with some backup, and the crew got into his van. He revealed that he had discovered the origins of his religion during his time as a Jesuit of Christ, and begged Juno's forgiveness. He also revealed that Juno's papa had already bailed, #Father of the Year. Glade called Frederico to see if they could get the Violet King Henry up and running, but while on the phone, Frederico saw something begin to come through red cracks in reality before the call disconnected. One of the creatures slammed into the van, causing it to crash. As they looked up into the artificial sky of Gate City, they saw over a dozen of the creatures fly past as the screaming, gunfire, and alarms began. And that is where we'll end tonight. No, I'm just kidding. That is where we begin today. You guys, the van lying on its side, you're staring at this kind of like open door, seeing these creatures fly overhead. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, so Glade had that flashback or remembrance of fighting them before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any info about them I can glean from my history with them? That would help?
Yeah, I mean, so I would say in this case, you can make a intelligence check.
That is a success.
Okay, on a success, you would glean, as individual enemies go, they are dangerous, right? Like they're very dangerous, but they can be killed with conventional weapons. There's nothing like really crazy that way. On a regular success, you would remember they don't need oxygen, so they can breathe without an atmosphere. They can fly basically in an atmosphere. They know how to move. They're very adept at moving in 0G. And you would remember that the thing that's terrifying about fighting them is that they often don't leave the dead where they lie. They'll try to capture you alive, basically.
Okay, so they don't try to kill you.
They don't try to kill you. They try to take you alive. And to what? The Navy never released that information to you.
Okay. Okay, everyone listen up right now. I've fought these things before, and they're flesh and bone. We can kill them with all of our weapons, okay? Now, they like to take prisoners. They probably won't try to kill you, but take you.
Where would you have fought these before, Glade?
Ex-Reaper?
I just thought that was kind of a title that people had. I mean, I know that some people had very bad experiences, but I didn't realize that you saw aliens.
We'll cover this later, okay? We need to get to a spaceship right now and get off Gate City.
Creed has kind of stood up and he's kind of poking his head out. He says, "There's a lot of those things around, but we need to get to cover before we do anything else. Looks like there's an empty building. We could make a break for it, unless anyone has any better ideas."
Are we still in the car with Tenjin?
Yep. Yeah, Tenjin is there. He's pretty shaken up. Like, he's a pretty old man at this point. The car accident did seem to ding him up pretty good. But yeah, he is conscious.
Do you think if we make it over to the building, we'll be able to find a way under the city? I have Caspi's map still of all the underground tunnels. Do you think we could follow those to the dockyards?
I mean, I don't know what a Caspi is, but I think step 1 is get to cover, and step 2 is figure out the rest from there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Whoever's got guns, point them at the skies. Because we're in a van that's been overturned on its side. The sliding door type deal, like armored van, or the doors bust out the back?
There are doors out the back as well. There's a sliding door that's kind of like open on the top. Up to you which way you guys wanted to go.
Easiest way out for everybody, I'd say.
All right. So we're heading into the building beside us.
Yeah.
Regrouping, deciding what our course of action.
Yeah. From there, we can decide to follow this map or take the straight level all the way to the shipyards.
Okay. How many of Tenjin's guys are there?
He has 2 guys with him.
Okay.
There is the driver, one other guy, and Tenjin.
Okay. All right. I have a shotgun. I'm going to take point.
I'll be right behind you. I got a pistol and a sword.
Glade, you would have been so proud of me. I shot him. I shot...
Juno. Look at me.
Yeah.
We need to focus right now. Okay? All you're doing, see the back of my head and you're following me, okay? That's all you gotta do.
Fine. If you don't listen to my story, then that's...
I'll listen later.
Juno's for sure concussed again.
Oh, yeah. Big time shock.
Alistair, I don't know. I think you should bring up the rear.
Very well. I can do that. Creed, can you make sure that the preacher there makes it into the building you're pointing at?
He just nods.
He doesn't even get close to touching Juno, and Juno goes, "Don't touch me! Get off of me! I can do it myself!"
He kind of looks at you two, Glade and Alistair. He says, I think she might be going into shock.
We can't forget about Pyotr. Pyotr also has to follow the rear.
Juno. He's right behind us. Get moving.
Good. I know that he was lying there for a second, but somebody got him. Okay, good.
Yeah, no, get moving.
Actually, no, Juno? And Glade grabs your hand.
Yes. Okay.
Glade kind of turns around and places Juno's hand on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
The bleeding one or the not bleeding one?
The not bleeding one.
Good.
Just hold on to me, okay? Just don't let go.
Don't let go.
That's all you gotta do.
Don't let go.
Glade looks around, looks at Tenjin. Everyone ready?
Tenjin has looks like a long metal staff that he's kind of like supporting himself, shakes his head, and then pulls out a very like simple looking 9mm pistol and just nods at you.
Does this old man also look to be concussed?
He hasn't like given you enough info for you to be able to read whether or not he's concussed, unless you wanted to like stop and examine him.
No.
Okay.
Glade's gonna open the back of the van.
Okay.
Door.
You open the doors.
And has her shotgun ready.
For sure. Asteroids.
Knew it.
Now, as you open the back door, you can hear the screams and the alarms. There's this gunfire, and you can hear that strange chittering cry of the creature as you slowly like nose out, look to the sky, scan your surroundings. You can see some of the creatures flitting off. None seem to be like paying attention to you. If you guys are all going to go together, I'm going to get a group stealth check.
Okie
That's an extreme success.
Extreme success, hell yeah. Okay.
That's not the right dice.
That was a 30-11.
Yeah.
30-11, damn.
Regular success.
Regular success, okay. So one extreme, one regular.
Let's be like, Alex. Oh, wait,
That's a success.
Regular. Okay, so a success
the
is
stealthiest of all.
Yeah.
Catherine, could you make one big roll for all of the Jesuit, not Jesuits? And then could you... Tom, could you make a roll for Creed?
Absolutely.
I like that strategically the worst roller is rolling for the enemies.
What'd you roll?
A 99.
Good Lord. Okay.
Creed
Sorry,
got
and this is for
Sorry,
who?
this is When you say Jesuit, not Jesuits, are you referring to Tenjin and his folk?
Yeah, Tenjin.
Oh no!
and his
Yeah, I was
people,
like, oh no, I thought you meant the enemies. I didn't.
Well, what would you have rolled better if you knew what he was talking about? Like,
Well, I wouldn't have laughed.
Rolled a 99.
Yeah.
Good.
All of their
God.
guns break simultaneously.
They all trip.
And Tenjin breaks his hip and starts yelling.
Please don't hurt Tenjin.
I think Creed is fine. I got a
these guys
31.
nod at you solemnly and then pull out their marching band instruments and they're just like, okay, we're ready.
This is, takes the silencer off of his pistol and puts it down the hole of his tuba.
Takes out his loudener, screws it onto the pistol.
Takes off a muzzle brake.
Well, I didn't understand the question, so I am not actually excited about the 99.
Great.
I rescind that excitement.
Amazing. That will be noted on the official record.
You're not, you're pretending to write things down, but you're not actually, I can tell that you're not actually
I got a
writing things
31 for Creed. I don't know how stealthy.
31, that is a regular success for Creed. Woohoo. Okay. So that's mostly successes. In fact, with one extreme success and then a very, very noteworthy failure. Oh man, how do I want to play that? Because that is a critical fumble. I'll tell you, you got an extreme ass success.
Yeah, but it wasn't a 1.
Tom.
You're right.
Usually I'm the accidental narc.
This Valentine's Day. All right. Highs or lows?
Lows.
So you guys make your way out of the van, guns kind of like trained to the sky, hearing the cries of these creatures in the background. And then Glade, you're kind of like, scanning your area of responsibility essentially, and you just hear this strange like stuttering step, and you think it might be Juno for a moment. So you whip around, and both you and Alistair see Tenjin just kind of sway, and that metal staff that he was holding just kind of slips from his hand. Any one of you guys, any one of you three, can make a dex check to see if you can catch it before it clangs loudly.
Where is Tenjin in the line of us getting out of the car? Because I'm at the very back. Mm-hmm. Who's closer to him?
I think Tenjin would probably be closer to the back.
Then,
really? Not closer to Juno?
Let's establish a marching order. I've decided independently.
You know that thing we do right before a chase scene?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Just for no reason at all. So we have Glade in point. Then I guess Juno, because you have her hand on her shoulder, unless there's some sort of...
Her hand on my shoulder.
Thank you. Yes. Then I think Creed would probably go in the middle. Mm-hmm. And then we would have our Jesuit, not Jesuit 1. That's not going to stop being funny to me, so buckle up.
J and J1.
J and J2. Then Tenjin. And then Alistair. So... it's out of my hands. Alistair's just closer. So I'll say this. Alistair, you're right there. You got an extreme success. Make your dex check with a bonus dice.
Okay.
It'll be a straight dex roll for anyone else, but you'll need a hard success or better.
Okay, bonus dice. That's a success.
Okay. You see him stumble, Alistair, and you reach out and catch the staff just before it clatters on the ground. You return it to him. He just kind of shakes his head, and now you do see his eyes are a little glassy. He just sighs, and he puts his gun away and holds his staff with both hands so that he can make sure that you guys make it into the building. It looks like it's a storefront. This doesn't look abandoned in general. This looks like a storefront that was open. It was what kind of store was it, Alex? This was
you just see a tiny, tiny shirt on the ground that says, "Go fuck yourself, cocksucker." And it's an Oshkosh.
It's an Oshkosh, but fuck you.
Oshkosh, but fuck you.
Oshkosh, but fuck you. So this is one of their first franchises that opened outside of the Nexus market. And like all symbols of progress towards crumbling systems, the Ozymandias King of Kings style, it is empty. The place has been looted thoroughly. In the collapse of civilization, people need their swearing infant t-shirts, which has actually happened in the fall of the Roman Empire. You can study it. Look it up. But yeah, you guys make your way into this. The lights are still on. There are smears of blood on the floor here and there. You guys make it inside.
How many exits are there?
There is, from what you can see, there's this exit that kind of leads back out onto the street you just were on, and then it looks like there's an entrance into the back. You presume there's an exit at the back somewhere, but you can't see it from where you are.
Okay, and there's no other doors.
No other doors that you can see.
Okay. Juno, I grab her hand.
Glade?
You stay here, okay?
Okay.
Alistair,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go check out the back.
I'll
Make
cover
sure
you.
it's secure.
Yep. No, you're not going alone. You could be picked up by one of those fucking things.
Okay, whatever. And Glade goes towards the back, her shotgun, just to check out if the door is locked, if...
Okay. You make your way into this back section. There's a bead curtain that separates, the storefront from the employee area. So you kind of nose your shotgun through. Make either a spot hidden or a listen check.
Spot hidden is 41, and listen is 40.
Do I also get to make these checks?
Yeah, you can do so.
Spot hidden. No, that, I do not spot anything.
Damn.
I spot.
Do you spot regularly?
I only spot regular. I'm a regular spotter.
A regular spot.
You're kind of checking your phone at the same time. I almost dropped the bar on my fucking nose.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm another type of spot. I make jokes in your hardest rep.
Well, anyway, so
We see spots.
because you got a regular success on your spot hidden check, as you guys both push the door, you enter into the room, you see it is empty. There does seem to be a back exit, kind of lit up with the red letters, like a fire exit. As you go up to it, it does have a deadbolt on it. The deadbolt is unlocked at the moment, but I'm presuming you just...
I'm gonna,
Yeah, for sure.
Deadbolt.
So you lock it.
Perfect. All right, let's head back.
Are there any signs back here of a way to access the network of tunnels that kind of run underneath the street level? Or is this just kind of an isolated brick box type of building?
It is an Oshkosh, but fuck you.
Uh-huh.
So
they're
make a
money laundering.
make a luck check. Make a luck check for me.
Oh, I'm not good at these.
I mean, the thing about luck is you can't be good at it, but you're making a face.
I did it.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
That was actually pretty lucky.
Okay. So, as you see this, it looks like a iron door, like an iron hatch kind of in the ground, in the floor of this building. You kind of pull out one of Caspi's maps and you realize that Oshkosh Befuck You has its own network. Tunnels throughout the city.
Oh, God. So, remind me, we haven't really left the educational district of the city.
You guys at the moment are in the Haven, which is where Usages City is.
Yeah.
So you want to get to the dockyard. There's a couple different ways for you to get there. You can either go back through the Nexus Plaza, then through the gardens, and then through the dockyard, or you can try to go through the works, which is where kind of a lot of the manufacturing and stuff happens. Which is also the area where Gate City administration lives, and then there's the naval headquarters, and then into the dockyard from there. So the way through the works and naval headquarters is much quicker, but obvious potential downsides there. So
yeah, and we know that there's an Oshkosh Befuck You in the Nexus Market.
Exactly.
I'll point this out to Glade. Kind of hand her the map so she can review it for herself. And then after she's had a moment or so to go over the information, what are the odds that the Navy would be opposed to us traveling through that territory, because in my mind that just means more guns of people shooting at these hideous alien things.
Honestly, I trust the Navy less than I do those creatures.
Then it looks like we're taking the priority Oshkosh Bafaki tunnels to the Nexus Market.
I think that's best.
Okay, let's gather up everyone then.
Okay. Glade heads back over to the main storefront area.
Did you find anything? Is there a doctor back there?
He has a very small t-shirt on.
Roll luck.
Okay.
Low, but not under 5.
There's no doctor back there.
No doctor back there.
I have learned that it is always worth a try.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the map told us that there's technically a tunnel in this building.
Correct.
An entrance to a tunnel.
Yes.
We don't know where that is.
You do know, Creed spotted it. There is a little hatch in the floor of the back room that will lead you down into the Oshkosh Bafuck You tunnels.
All right, we're heading through some tunnels. That'll bring us to another Oshkosh Bafuck You store in the Nexus Market. And from there, we're going to make our way to the dockyards.
What is this store even? Who does this even cater to?
I'm picturing like the meme of two people driving past each other in cars, except it's like on one car there's cultists like shipping human meat somewhere, and then the other car is just retail workers smuggling baby clothes. Hey.
Wait till you find out what the baby clothes are made out of.
Oh no.
Organically sourced.
We love that.
They're made from babies.
Made for babies.
Alrighty. Are you guys... Jesus Christ. Are you guys just heading straight into the tunnel then?
Glade looks around. Does anyone look like they're struggling?
Tenjin looks like he's having a bit of a hard time. There is a cut on his forehead that has started to like bleed rather profusely. He's grabbed a t-shirt that just says, "My soother is also a gun."
That can't be okay.
Comma bitch.
Comma bitch. Yeah, exactly. But the bitch is weirdly like edited. It's like B star. Anyway, and he's holding that to the wound.
Okay. Glade goes over to Tenjin. Are you going to make it, old man?
That remains to be seen. But I don't think I have to tell you. She's the priority. And he nods at Juno.
She's like shopping. Just holding up tiny shirts. Do you think this is cute?
There's one, you're holding one up that says, "My other stroller is an Apache attack helicopter."
Excellent.
Is Juno
I
also
wish.
bleeding from the head?
I think a little bit, yeah. Actually.
No, she's just getting blood from her hand all over the shirts.
Is it still
she's
bleeding?
missing. Well, she's missing 2 of her fingers.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think this? Do you think this matches my eyes?
The Apache brings out the malevolence in them.
Thank you.
Why don't I'm going to take a second. Faith, why don't we focus up? And I'm just going to try and start wrapping it around her wounded hand.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I can't even tell I'm missing fingers.
That's nice. Now, we're going to go into some tunnels. You good?
Last time we went into tunnels, we got super scared.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Keep that candor with you.
Adventure away. And she starts walking out the front door.
No. Glade.
How did she get concussed again?
I don't know. I've wrapped up her hand. Keep an eye on her. I'll keep watching the tail.
Thanks.
I don't know if I'm concussed. I actually just think I'm in total shock. Yeah, it's going to come down and it's probably not going to come down at a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. You begin your process of starting to get everybody moving, and Creed just kind of pulls you two aside, Alistair and Glade. He says, "Here's what I'm thinking. I'm just realizing now that Creed and Tenjin's voices are very similar, so I'm gonna have to keep those clear.
I'm Creed, and I say this in the most Caucasian way possible.
Exactly. It's like, I think we need mayonnaise. No, Creed just says, here's what I'm thinking. Above ground, we got to deal with those things, but below ground, from what I've heard of these tunnels, and I haven't heard much, it's mostly smugglers and the powers that be. So I think we're just kind of picking our fight one way or the other. I don't know how strapped Oshkosh Befuck You is, but we have to presume. Very.
So if our primary concern is fighting off people who peddle baby clothes, I'm less concerned about that than I am about demon spawn swooping through the air, picking people up off the ground.
Sure.
At least one of them we understand. One of them's an industry.
The demon spawn? Or the...
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I don't know.
Look, with those things flying around, there's too much going on in the open. At least with the tunnel, we can control.
All right. There's bad and worse choices, so
yeah.
I just wanted it to be a choice. That's all.
Good with the tunnel stuff.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Good with the tunnel.
Okay. I'm realizing again now that because I've given you an Oshkosh Befuck You tunnel network, I've also given you direct access to that doorway that you guys used in season 1 for that tunnel that led to the docks, the dockyard. That's kind of hilarious because that was how we discovered Oshkosh Befuck You. Just weird, you know? Who could have thunk it?
We also remembered.
Yeah.
I drew a map.
Okay. You guys move out. Is it going to be the same marching order in the tunnel as it was?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glade's going to take point, and she's going to have Juno right behind her.
Okay.
I follow.
Makes a lot of sense to me. You guys enter this tunnel. This one, unlike your previous Gate City tunnel experience, I guess of the 3 now that you've had, 1 was unlit, 2 were lit. This one is reasonably well lit. You're making your way through the tunnel. It does take you quite a bit of time to travel from the Haven into the Nexus Plaza. Whoever would like can go ahead and make a listen check for me, please.
Yeah. I listen bad.
Did somebody say something? No. My head hurts a little bit.
Okay. As you guys make your way through these tunnels, you reach a point where it seems like there's a kind of like a junction, not between various like kind of human access tunnels, but where there's like a lot of conduit where, you know, a lot of like wiring runs through and some like piping. Glade, you're taking point, and as you're walking there, you know, just kind of like the reality of everything that has just occurred begins to settle in. And just the realization that however fucked things have gotten, even as fucked as like Shinjitsu was, right? Something has changed fundamentally, that things are not going to be the same on the Promethean Highway after the events of today. And perhaps it's that realization popping into your head that makes you not notice the person who is lurking around the corner at this junction as you step out into the room, and all of a sudden you feel the cold metal barrel of a gun against your temple. Don't move. Don't move.
What do you want?
I want to get out of here, okay? Look, you don't want to fuck with me, okay? I'm the assistant manager. Oshkosh Befuck You. And I don't Oshkosh Befuck around. So.
Oh, phenomenal.
Okay. You're absolutely right.
Now, Is it just you? And you can tell they also failed their listen check. They think that it's just you coming down the hallway.
They don't even.
I mean,
see
Juno
hand.
is literally like right behind me.
True. Yeah.
Like, her
does she
hands
still?
on- yeah.
Is it just you two?
The gun's right up against my head,
Mm.
and it's kind of shaky, or he seems pretty
shaky. Yeah.
There are more behind us. And look, you can join us. We are also just trying to get out of here.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, if you want, you can lead up the rear so you can see what we're doing.
Okay. Well, how do you know you can trust me? Wait.
You're the assistant manager.
You're right. I took an oath.
What is the oath, Ryan? What is the oath? What is the oath, Ryan?
This woman steps out. She looks to be kind of in her early 30s. Very well-kept blonde hair. The Oshkosh Befuck You uniform, which is a shapeless frock that goes from like high neck all the way down to the ankles. And she just holds up her hand. She says, "In Oshkosh Befuck You, I place my trust. And to be honest is where I place my thrust." And then she gives a little...
So help me gosh.
So help me gosh.
And Juno like tugs on the back of Glade's shirt and says, "I know that we've been dealing with a lot of cults recently, but this seems possibly like the scariest one."
What are your names?
I'm Daisy. Daisy Befuck You. They make us change our last names.
It's like, of the Befuck You clan?
Of the Befuck You.
Of the Midtown Befuck
Of the Midtown Befuck Yous,
Capital, yeah.
Okay, Daisy. I'm Glade. This is Juno.
Hi.
Hi.
My group's behind us. You are welcome to join us as we make our way through these tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, did she already put the gun down?
She's still holding it up.
Okay.
But you can, as you look, you can see her fingers on the trigger, but the safety is still on. It's like a .38 revolver.
So put the gun down, and we continue forward.
Okay. She puts it on the ground.
Great. Do you mind if I grab it? Safekeeping?
Be my guest.
Okay. Glade slowly leans down and picks up the gun.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
I'll hold on to this for safekeeping.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you look down at the gun, and it is an Oshkosh Befuck You branded gun. And then on the handle, it's just engraved assistant manager. But there's no name on it, so you get a sense that it comes with the store. But yeah, she just lets you all pass, and then begins bringing up the rear behind you, Alistair.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Daisy.
Get in front of me.
But I was told that I could bring up the rear.
Daisy. In front of me.
Okay. I just have one question. Who's the assistant manager here? Is it you or is it me? Because I think it's me.
Do we look like we're selling baby clothes, Daisy?
That gives me... You're right. You're right. This is my turf. Go ahead and make an intimidation check for me if you wish.
Oh my God.
Yes, please.
Alex isn't in this one yet, so I have to derail myself, I guess.
That is a hard success.
Hard success. She goes, okay. I'll go in front of you.
Good girl. Get moving.
Okay. And she kind of blushes when you call her a good girl, and then she steps in front of you, and you guys continue walking. Just Leah and Tom just gave each other a look like, all right, well, if it works. Alrighty. You make your way through this tunnel relatively uneventfully. It probably takes you about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. You manage to get to the Nexus Market, or the door that would lead up to the Nexus Market, and you can see the hatch is lying closed. What are you guys doing?
I say we continue through the tunnel that we know.
Well, do we have to get up the straight level to go to the tunnel?
Yeah, so the Oshkosh Bufuck Yous are connected, but they only connect with each other.
Yeah. Daisy, I'll call up to the front of the line. What's the hold up?
I guess, yeah, we're at the end of the tunnel.
Daisy?
Yes?
Do you have a key to get us up the tunnel?
Yeah, I do.
To the front of the line then, lass.
Okay. She kind of like wanders up. She pulls out a key on the back of which is just a little baby hand extending its middle finger, and...
Real baby hand.
Real baby.
Alex.
Real meat. And there's this kind of like ladder that, leads up to where the hatch is in the ceiling. She crawls up and she inserts a key into the wall, and you hear this little beep, and then a little retina scanner pops out and scans her eyes, and then she repeats the Oshkosh Bufuck You oath, and then you hear as the lock disengages. She just says, okay, we're ready to go. Opens it. You guys hear this as this beak-like mouth just reaches down, crunches over her, basically like kind of grabs her by the head. She starts to like muffled scream and then pulls her out, completely out of the tunnel. And you can hear her kind of like muffled screaming. What are you guys doing?
Fuck. Glade aims her shotgun at the door and waits.
Are you guys just waiting then? You're just waiting? Okay. You hear the sound, like the muffled sound of her screaming, the sound of stuff being knocked over, and then it gets fainter and fainter until it fades from your hearing entirely.
Okay. Glade slowly sticks her shotgun out in her head. Check.
Okay. You pop your head up. There's nothing visible in the room that you can see. That's visible in the room.
Tell me more.
I feel like I have the situation pretty much.
Sorry, tell me less.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, is the store, like what part of the store?
You're in the back portion of the store.
Okay.
This seems to have been like looted less severely than the other ones. Like the back room, you can see boxes of it looks like they share some space with the toe ring store that's just beside them. So you can see some boxes of toe rings and infant swearing t-shirts.
Have we been in this store before? Or like, was this the...
You didn't go in this store.
We didn't go in it, but
you were just beside it.
The store.
It is the store, yeah.
Okay, Glade starts to go out.
Be careful, Glade. We need to be careful.
Really? So, I'm doing my best here, okay? Just follow. Please.
Okay, you're doing a great job.
Okay.
Is there like a exit door in this room?
This one, no. I don't believe that there is. I believe that there's just the one entrance out front style, out the front door that leads into the market.
Front style,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
What the kids calling it?
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Woo! All right, there's a front exit that leads into the Nexus Market, and then beside the store is the hallway that leads into the access tunnels.
Okay. I look down the tunnel. Okay. Coast is clear.
Move on up.
I keep my shotgun trained on the entrance of the store.
Okay. You can hear as you all, kind of get into the store proper, you can hear the strange chittering cry of these creatures in the distance, kind of echoing throughout the market. And then you also hear the kind of dull crack of what sounds like suppressed firearms going off as well.
So from when we were through the tunnels the first time, we know we can get out of the store and then to that side tunnel?
As presuming you can get in, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right. All right, Alistair, there's another tunnel just around down the alley beside the store. We've been through it before, and that tunnel leads us directly to the docks.
Okay. Does this tunnel appear on the map I took from Caspi?
I think, because the map that you guys got from him, let's say yes. Let's say it'll be, because you grabbed like just a ton of maps, right? Yeah. So yeah, this would have been on one of the maps for the sake of expediency.
Okay, right. So we got to step outside first to make our way to the tunnel.
Yep, exactly.
Anyone who would like can make a listen check again.
Listening.
Nort.
Oh.
Juno succeeds.
Okay.
Glade listens. Good.
Nice.
Real good.
Like how?
Extremely
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you ever listen to me very good?
All right, Alex, what do they hear?
From one of the front sections in a pile of mannequins,
Oh my god.
you hear crunch, 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 shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Glade aims her shotgun at the noise.
Mm-hmm.
The crunching stops.
Wait, a pile of mannequins?
A pile of mannequins.
Like baby mannequins, they would be.
I guess so, yes. A pile of baby mannequins. It's kind of arranged in a little hut form. Baby mannequins. Maybe like a coat rack, a tiny coat rack or something.
Glade, with one hand, uses military signals to be like, everyone, like, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Possible threat ahead. And then she slowly goes up to the pile.
Do you look in the pile?
She, with her shotgun still trained on it, with her foot, she tries to, like, sweep and, like, kick a bunch of the babies.
Baby mannequins away, yeah.
Yeah.
So
to topple the whatever structure.
You kick out the carefully arranged baby mannequins forming the foundation of this house, and it topples
It's a
out.
house now.
Oh, it's a shack.
It's condominium.
The strata laws are complicated.
No, that baby was structural.
The city planning department shows up. You're in a lot of shit. And you see inside a fat, red-faced man dressed in lederhosen who looks up at you and goes, "Holy smokes! Pretty scary outside there, my friend, isn't it?" What? Yeah, the Teufelfreundin out there is very scary, let me tell you. Have you seen everything like this? It is terrible.
I need to take this opportunity to address our listeners from Germany.
Germany, yeah, this is going to say, this is where we lose our German listeners. Or they're like, finally some representation.
Our German
Do we have
listeners.
any German listeners?
We actually do.
We
Yeah.
do. We also have that Polish guy, and he's going to think it's great. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's going to love it.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry for whatever Alex is about to do. You can complain to Alex at the stars heard
at gmail.com.
Anyways, great to all of you.
You say this with my shotgun almost in your face.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm assuming you actually just said that out loud, and then I actually said yeah.
Is that a larger, more rotund baby?
Nein, mein Freund, I am not a baby. Don't be silly. My name is Herr Dr. Baron von Wurst.
Nobody asked.
Did you say you're a doctor?
I am a doctor, yes.
And she holds up her hand.
Holy smokes! You have 60% of fingers you are supposed to have.
I thought I had What? Sure, yes.
Okay, well, we need to bandage that. And he whips out a bandage and is going to beckon you over and say, come here.
Okay. And she comes out from behind Glade and starts walking towards.
Glade grabs her and stops her.
Hey, he's a doctor.
That is very serious.
Juno,
Yes.
what should we be doing right now?
Following.
Good girl.
Oh.
I may only have biology, but that is some chemistry.
This podcast did need a Zoidberg, honestly.
Juno hides behind Glade but peeks her head out, going, later, if you could fix my hand. If you're not crazy or going to kill us, then that would be
Stop
appreciated.
trusting everyone immediately.
Okay, so in terms of the plan,
What?
the plan, the plans that we are going to do from here.
Doctor, what do you mean? You
Well, we
were
cannot stay here.
you were hiding in a stable structure of babies before we showed up. What do you
It was
mean,
quite
plan?
I have some nuts if anybody would like some. I
Candied
apologize for the crunching.
nuts. Candied nuts, like old style.
No, they're just roasted, I'm afraid.
Oh, just disappointing, but I will still have some.
2 qualifying questions. 1, why are you dressed?
Honey roasted.
Why are you dressed in lederhosen?
I am under the impression that it was Oktoberfest, but I won't lie. I've been traveling interstellar in a lot of fashions, and so I'm not entirely sure of the date.
Okay. 2,
Look, my socks have beer and pretzels on them.
Oh, beer and pretzels. I love Oktoberfest.
For fuck's sakes.
Oh, she's mad.
Does she do this a lot?
She does.
That is unfortunate.
No, you get to like it.
I believe that's for you, my friend.
question number 2. Why, of all places, did you seek shelter inside a small structure of babies?
Well, I was here to try and get the trinket to bring home for the mistress, right? But she has a baby. I don't know where it came from. It just appeared one day. And so I was going to get the trinket to bring home. And then the Teufelfreundin outside were running around and eating people. And it was all very dramatic. And so I made a small structure in order to hide better. And then I hide in the structure. And then I had some nuts. And then you find people appeared.
Okay. I did not originally have a 3rd question, but now I do. Do you realize how loud you're eating your nuts? It completely undid the subterfuge of the baby hut.
But on the other hand, it is worth noting you guys did hear one of these creatures come into the store, search it, wait at the hatch, drag someone else out, and managed to like totally not notice Dr. Von Wurst. Von Wurst, sorry.
Baron Von Wurst. Okay, doctor. Are you in any condition to help the Fate with a finger wound? What type of doctor? Are you a medical doctor?
I am a medical doctor indeed, yes.
Good.
He's not, I don't care what he calls himself. He's not touching her. He's not coming with us. Why does this all sound so familiar?
It just happened with an...
It is a bit of a derivative character, I will admit, yes. It kind of started off as Nick from The Simpsons, and then it developed over the course of the last 7 minutes.
It was a good evolution.
Then everyone looks at the camera again.
I am sorry, Fox Studios. Please do not come after us.
Okay, so you're against Doctor coming with us.
I'm not calling you a doctor. What is your name?
Baron.
Babin?
Baron.
Your first name?
Baron. It's Baron.
Baron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Precisely.
Okay. Do you know how to shut your mouth and not talk?
I do so for long periods, yes.
Okay. That starts now.
He's good.
And Glade grabs Juno and starts walking past him to the front door.
Maybe he can help Piotr.
Okay. Piotr is waiting for us at the shuttle bay. We sent him on an ambulance.
Good thinking.
Glade looks at Alistair like, what the fuck?
Good thinking.
Go ahead and make a fast talk check for me, please.
Ha ha! I fail.
You came in hot. You came in hot on that. Okay. All right.
It's more about representation than actual stats.
Juno, something like bothers you about the way you said that, but I leave it up to you how deep you go into that.
She's not going to question it a ton right now.
Okay. Creed also gives you a look, Alistair, of like we have to rip that Band-Aid off at some point. Tenjin steps forward. He says, I think that it's not a terrible idea to try to find a place to stop and lick our wounds. If this man is a doctor, this could be a good chance that we might not get again.
We don't need a doctor right now. Look, we're fine. We need to keep moving.
Creed kind of nods in agreement with you. Tenjin just shrugs.
We can't stay here. We have no idea if there's more of those things coming through. If we stay here to rest, we could just wander into even more of them. At least right now we know that there's less now than there will be in the future. Gotta keep moving. While we're moving, if the Baron here can take a look at your head, maybe give you some ibuprofen, I don't fucking know.
You can see there's just a brief couple of blinks, which is, Tenjin is a pretty stoic guy, but you can read that just surprise, and then his eyes flick to Juno, and you can tell he wasn't thinking about himself. But he just nods.
We're moving on. Doctor, we have a bit of a marching order here. I want you to be in front of me, towards the back, behind Tenjin, and while we're moving, if you can give a quick look at his noggin, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah, I can do this.
Wunderbar.
What's this about the chocolate bar?
They're delicious.
Alistair, you invited him. He's your responsibility.
If he helps out Juno when we get to where we're going, it's worth it.
All right, Glade, head towards the front door.
It looks like our motley crew just keeps growing.
Yay.
You should not talk so much. You are losing a lot of blood. Here, put this on your hand.
Can I first aid Juno's hand?
If you want to try to do first aid while on the move here, I'll let you do it, but I'm going to give you a penalty dice, and we're going to look for a hard success or better.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
No, only a success.
Okay. The hand has already been kind of like wrapped up loosely in a t-shirt, and you look at it and you're like, as far as like kind of what you can do while you're on the move, like that's basically as good as it can get. Like you could replace the materials, but like triage wise, that's as good a solution as you would come up with.
Do you try to touch her?
No, I just take a look at it. I go, okay, keeps the pressure, yeah?
Keep the pressure.
Glade, you look outside and you can see the Nexus Market is kind of like the lights are flickering. And as you are looking, you see this shape fly up from the depths of the market, up high. Its wings flapping. It seems to be carrying something like a humanoid shape. And then it disappears out of your view.
All right. They're out there. And like I mentioned earlier, they definitely seem concerned with taking captives.
Well, we then just have to shoot them first. They can't take us if they're dead.
That is true.
Juno beams with a little smile and looks at Glade. Good.
Glade is going to grab a baby mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
And she just wants to take a baby mannequin with her. Or one that's like, or toddler, like something that's the biggest size.
For sure. Yep, toddler. Toddler would be the biggest size.
Okay.
Ages 4 to 6.
Perfect.
I don't know if that's a toddler or not.
How much do you think it weighs?
Anywhere between 50 and 120 pounds. Tom has drawn something. Yeah.
It'll be on the Patreon.
I drew the doctor.
Nice.
We don't know if he's a doctor yet.
I believe him.
He told us he was a doctor. I believe him.
Oh my God.
Love you guys. All right. Okay. You grab a baby toddler mannequin. You have it. It's
Perfect.
yours.
Glade's going to slowly open the front door.
Okay. It is glass. It's kind of a glass storefront. So you open the front door, and the smell of smoke kind of starts wafting in. You can hear in the distance kind of this crackling of fire. Are you going to step out?
Yes.
Okay. You step out, and you just kind of scan. There are no creatures immediately visible to you.
We'll just say that alleyway that we went down before was to the right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually how I was seeing it in my head, but yes.
Amazing. I knew it. We're like so
We're so in sync. Oh my God.
She's mine. Stop it. No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm guessing everyone comes with.
For sure.
Okay. Obviously, anytime the corner, kind of looking around.
Totally. You peek around the corner. You don't see anything. Then, you remember this hallway kind of goes to the end, and then there's another like kind of right angle turn, and then the door is just around that corner. Mm-hmm. You have this little flashback of the frenzied mob of baby t-shirt toe ring enthusiasts. Were here last time.
There's knife marks on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember being here before? Yes. We've been here before.
We have. Juno, I need you to be quiet right now.
Yes. Very quiet.
Thank you. Glade looks at Alistair. All right, it's down this alleyway, the entrance to the tunnel. You stand here at the entrance of the alleyway so that we don't get blocked in.
Mm-hmm.
Until I give you a signal.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
It's like 2 directions. Yeah.
I will stand here with the
Look,
big
you have to understand, Alistair, I've been dealing with a lot of stupid people.
Go make sure the door's unlocked. Take the maps with you.
Okay, Glade takes it.
I'll stay here with the big doctor.
I am actually not so big.
I thought you said you were big.
9. I am perhaps rotund.
My mistake.
Tenjin also waves his hand at his two bodyguards, and they like kind of fan out to either side of you. So there are now 4 of you kind of holding the entrance to the hallway. You guys walk in there, peek around the corner. There's nothing there. You can see the door. The door looks different than when you'd last seen it.
Perhaps like they repaired it.
Perhaps like they repaired it.
It's like a different color.
Yep, it's a different color. It's plaid.
Ooh.
Plaid.
That's all they had left for paint.
What color of plaid?
It's buffalo plaid.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo plaid?
Yeah. Isn't that what that's called?
Red and black.
Red and black, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
You learn something new every day.
Hey!
Stay in your fucking lane. You go up to the door.
Yeah, we go up to the door.
It looks like you kind of recognize this is a very like thick security door.
Push, pull, and lift.
Push, pull, and lift. Yeah. Exactly. As you kind of look at it, you can
It's a
see
center pivot.
there is the keypad beside the door that you guys had like kind of shorted out, or I guess, no, you guys just like totally shorted out power to the market that also looks like different than you remember it. And you put together that, yeah, the powers that be obviously figured out there was a break-in here, and they have obviously upgraded the security on this door.
Effective, but perhaps not sneaky. We were.
Exactly.
So to open it, is it like is a keypad or?
There is a keypad. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, please.
I like those. When it's not for insanity. Oh my fucking God. Second 99 of the night.
That's a big yikes.
Oof, oof.
Okay.
Maybe if I bang my head against it.
Here's the thing. You know, on a critical fumble, okay, you know that this security system, like Glade has taken a lot of nefarious jobs in her life, right? Mm-hmm. It's had to break into a lot of places. You need like heavy explosives to kind of get through a door like this. Like these keypads are like, unless you are a genius with electronics, it's not something that's like possible to get through. You can blast through it, or you could try to weld through it. Like if you had like a cutter.
Fuck. Okay. I starts heading back to the group.
Okay.
Well, we're not going through that tunnel.
Why is that? Says Creed. In a voice eerily similar to Tension.
There's nowhere we're getting through that door.
Can we blast through it?
Possibly, probably, but I don't think that's the right course of action here.
Okay.
If we're not getting through in a quiet way, we've got to maintain silence. Can't be blowing anything up. I think from here we're on foot, through the streets, building to building, till we get to the docks.
Juno raises her hand.
Mm-hmm. The doctor high fives it.
Yakko team.
She kind of she gives the doctor Baron a kind of a concerned look and then shakes it off. If I remember correctly, I think that last time we got into that tunnel, we did create quite a loud distraction. Here, even.
Okay. Yes, but there weren't demon aliens flying through the sky.
Perhaps if we were to make another big distraction somewhere else to draw these creatures away, we would be able to get into the tunnel, into the door. But of course, that means that we can't close it behind us.
How about this? Raise your hand if you know explosives and have explosives.
I have a gun. Juno raises her hand. She, when Alistair shakes his head at her, she slowly lowers her hand again.
Creed does not raise his hand. I mean, he like kind of points to his grenades, but then just shrugs because that's not what grenades are for.
Street time.
There we have it, folks. We're not getting through that door.
Right. I think it's time we stress this even more than we had previously. We are moving quietly. Yeah, everyone?
Yeah.
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 It's a long way from here to the docks, right? It's
That
like
it is.
several hours on foot.
Creed just says, do we have any other alternatives as far as tunnels are concerned?
What do the maps say? I don't.
Do you check the maps?
Map.
As you're kind of like going through them, you do see, it looks like there are tunnels galore, right? Basically like where you could possibly go. It does look like if you can get up, you have a couple choices. You can either go right down to the bottom of the Nexus Plaza, and it looks like there's a tunnel that would lead you to the kind of like airlock between the Nexus Plaza and the gardens, or you can go all the way up, and there is a service tunnel that would lead you kind of past that airlock and into the gardens themselves. So it kind of just depends whether you want to go up or down.
Going down requires us to go through the airlock? Like 0G?
No, sorry. I say airlock like the... oh, no, we decided we had a name for this already. The sphincter between the gardens and the Nexus Plaza.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so not going outside. You'd still stay in the station either way, but it's just kind of a question whether you have to pass through the sphincter first or whether you get to bypass the sphincter.
What does the sphincters feel like?
How hard is it to bypass the sphincter?
How hard is it to bypass the sphincter? Depends on the night, let me tell you. You guys don't know. You know, previously, like getting past the sphincter was, that's like where GateSec was. Like you guys had to kind of get past it to go see Caspi before when you guys were hiding. You got through relatively easily, but like you also know that if they were going to lock down the station, the sphincter is probably like there's all of the sphincters would be like tight, just shut down tight. Fully puckered, if you will.
Perhaps if we are trying to bypass the sphincter, I have these caffeine pills. They could loosen the sphincter.
I like that this doctor is Deadpool and keeps like having like a meta narrative.
Any character I made was going to.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
I say we bypass it.
agreed.
So you guys are going down?
Wouldn't that be up?
You guys are going up? It would be up. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'd say up.
Yeah.
you have 5 levels of market to get up to the top. I'm going to get you guys to make stealth checks for each of the levels.
Okay.
So group stealth check.
Group stealth check.
Ooh.
Hot damn.
Oh, no.
Stealthy as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Extreme success.
Extreme
baby.
success. That's going to count for 2.
Dr. Von Verse succeeds on the first one.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Hard success.
Hard success.
Juno fails.
Juno fails.
We have Creed and Tenjin.
Yeah, for
boys?
sure. So Alistair, roll for Creed. Juno, roll for Tenjin.
28 for Creed.
Which I believe is a hard success.
Oh.
It
40
is.
for Tenjin and the boys.
Okay, that is a success. Yeah, that's a success. Okay, so you all succeed. You guys creep up. You're moving very quietly. You can hear this kind of these like leathery wings and the chittering, that strange snarling, chittering cry. The creatures are close by. Go ahead and make your next stealth check.
All right, 4 more to go. Success.
Okay.
Juno fails.
Alistair fails.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The doctor fails.
Oh.
All right. Alistair and Juno. Go ahead and roll. Or more, Catherine and Tom roll for Tenjin and...
Tenjin and the boys, 74.
Okay.
31 for Creed.
All right. That's more failures than successes.
Is it, though? Really, when you think about it? Have you done your math correctly, Brian?
Yeah, Brian.
I'll double check. Yes. So...
Shit.
You guys make your way up. You're kind of like moving up this escalator that has been like kind of shut off, kind of moving in your marching order. Here's the thing. Everyone manages to stay quiet, but all of a sudden, halfway up this staircase, there's this massive... And all of a sudden you feel gravity completely loosen, and you all start to float up. As you hear this, there's this instinctive desire to like kind of crunch yourself down and, you know, kind of hide on the like in the escalator itself, on the like steel sides of the escalator. But unfortunately, one of the not Jesuits kind of goes to grab for the side to pull himself back down and accidentally lifts himself up. And then you see this creature kind of emerge, manage to stop itself with its wings as its head just kind of turns towards you. and then another joins it. And a third. You guys all raise your firearms, and then there's this crack of suppressed gunfire. These creatures are just completely decimated with bullets. And you see these humanoid figures in the dark as these like red emergency lights started to come on, kind of float up, and a flashlight flicks on, shines on all of you guys kind of floating there. You blink, and then you just hear, "Well, I suppose it's a small station, isn't it, Glade?"
You're gonna put metal music behind this, right?
I certainly can. Okay, so the Scotsman and 10 heavily armed goons essentially kind of like come floating into view. You can see he is wearing a partial vac suit, so it kind of see the oxygen spray. He's like floating in the air in front of you. He's holding what looks to be kind of like a fully automatic shotgun with a drum magazine on it, and you can see all of his cronies have like silenced assault rifles.
Shit. Okay, clearly you were prepared for this.
I've always been prepared for it, Glade.
Right.
Now's the time for the scramble. Can you feel it? He just gives you this crazy grin.
Glade looks around. Yeah.
Just nods back at you. He says, I don't know if you've seen the news, but the Bones of Emir has pulled away from the station. Now, why do ye all think that is?
I don't fucking know.
Is that the ship my dad was on?
No. But this is the Epoch class capital vessel.
Yeah, but I was just wondering
if your dad was on it.
Yeah.
No. Well, you don't know.
Did something happen towards the center of the system?
Scotsman shakes his head. This is what's happening is right here. When I was in the service, we called this, and he kind of gestures broadly towards the station. You take it to mean the creatures that are flying around. We called it the Tide. The Tide was a weapon left over from a war that must have been waged across the stars for eons.
You know, one of those fucking Jesuits brought it back.
That they did. The Navy's policy, if the Tide arrives on the planet, is to glass the planet.
I had a feeling.
It's not all bad news, though. Most of the Navy has pulled out of the station, with the exception of a few who are evacuating the VIPs. And that leaves the Angel totally unguarded. Well, not totally unguarded.
Can they not move it?
I think they'd rather just melt it.
That seems unlikely.
He just kind of smiles. The Tide has never been this close to the Promethean Highway. They suspect that the Angels are the original creatures who created the Tide. And they don't know if the controls they have on the Angel will still work with the Tide so close.
So what in the hell do you think you're gonna do with the Angel?
Take control. Build a kingdom. In the long term. In the short term, I'm gonna get the Angel to gate some of the beam barges that are still in the middle of the station, right into the middle of the Bones of Emir, and blow it up so that they can't glass the fucking station and everyone on it.
You hear the crunch of nuts from behind you.
All of a sudden, a bunch of lasers train on Baron.
Entschuldigung, I was just having a snack while we explains the evil plan. Please pardon me.
The lasers stay trained on you.
Just nuts, like loose nuts.
Yeah,
floating over his face.
There's this cloud of just like cashews.
Little, like the lasers are refracting off of the fucking crystallized sugar on the nuts, and there's just this weird light show
thought
around
they
the
weren't
house.
I thought they
nuts.
weren't candied. Yeah.
There's another packet with the nuts.
We've just learned that Baron is a fucking liar.
Yeah. Maybe he's not a doctor after all.
I've been saying.
Everyone's like, we're smart. We figured it out. Leah's like,
That's mostly been
that
the
is
podcast.
most. Yeah, that's been 2 seasons of this exactly. So we could use every gun we could get, Glade. Unless, of course, you're willing to stand idly by while the millions of people who live on this station are consigned to a fiery death. And then the gaze switches from you, Glade, to you, Juno.
Juno is reaching out, trying to bat at nuts out of the air. Still
And missing
in
as they go through where her fingers
Oh, exactly,
were. Like-
exactly. Just like, yeah, just trying to stay quiet, not saying anything, trying to stay quiet, but kind of tumbling away. Me,
The gaze flicks back to you, Glade.
It's not my responsibility for a whole fucking station.
You're not wrong. I'll no have you fight by my side if you're gonna be there with half a mind. Run, if you wish to run.
excuse me, sir.
Faith Juno Engavan.
Sorry, have we met before?
No, but you're famous.
I am, you're right. Do you know of a doctor that is still around that she will let me see? I have a wound of some sort, and she holds up her hand.
Dr. Von Verse just kind of meekly raises his hand.
The Scotsman just says, I don't travel with the hospital, unfortunately.
A hospital would be great.
No,
Is it a private?
The hospital.
The hospital. Sounds intriguing. Do they privately bill?
In the manner of speaking.
It's all right. Don't need the service of the hospital again. Merely a flesh wound. Glade gives Juno a side eye.
I ask because it is not only me that is hurt, but rather we have come from a firefight into this mess of otherworldly things. And if we are going to keep going, I definitely need a little bit of rest. I don't quite feel like myself, but I am, when I am in my full mind, am a very good shot, and I take some initiative. I think I would be a good member of your team, sir. And then a gnat flies by and she kind of gets distracted by it and kind of bats at it a little bit. And then she looks back at him and kind of focuses in.
He says, looks like you'd be perfect to lead the charge.
That is what I'm saying. I have been a leader for most of my life, really.
She just kind of smiles. Leah looks as mad at Brian as Glade is probably at the Scotsman.
Look, she's in shock.
Yes. In fewer words, yes.
Are you trying to tell us that there's no way we're going to be able to make it off the station without first trying to assist you in dealing with this, or is this simply just an option? What is the risk of us just trying to get all these people to safety aboard a ship, just leaving?
Oh, there's as much risk as there is coming with us as there is trying to get off. That's true. No, lest you get the wrong idea. And he kind of waves his hands, and the lasers that were all trained on Baron fade as everyone takes their guns off of you. You're free to do as you like. That's it.
And we will be leaving.
Right, yeah. Well, wish you safe travels. And, I'll be sure to tell your friend Doug, who contacted me, that you're safe and sound.
What?
Your friend Doug is the one who's let us know that the gate is unguarded. He's helping something. I didn't quite catch it. The phone cut off before he could tell me, but something known as party.
Oh, I love the parties.
I don't know if you would like this party.
Why not? Is it a private party?
A destructive party.
Wait, you're telling me Doug is helping you carry out this ridiculous plan?
Aye. But I understand. As you said, Glade, the fate of the station is not your responsibility.
Might I have an aside with you, Glade? Alistair, you as well. And
Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
you keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, okay, so good.
Okay.
Fine. What?
Away from the Scotsman and his cronies. May not matter what we do next. That is not what I am proposing. But rather, the more of us there are, while we do want to stay silent, I dare say that poor girl we met in the tunnels was a blessing to us. If we had opened that door without her here, it would have been us.
I would have killed it.
Perhaps. But the more of us, the better chance we stand, in my eyes. You seem to know this man and his entourage. And he knows Doug. All people who've seen the same things we've seen. If they are going to destroy the station, we either need to get off of it right now, or we need to change something, and we promised Lift we would change something. We promised Doug we would make change. And I am not doing any of this to stay ignorant to the things I have seen. I've been ignorant for many, many years, and yes, I am not perfect. I know that. I'm not stupid. But I do keep a promise, especially to somebody like Doug, and to Lift. Alistair, Piotr isn't okay, is he?
No.
Piotr also promised Doug that we would burn it to the ground. He entrusted Doug with sensitive information and intended to help him with his plan for Lift, to avenge him. We have gone through so much, and it is a miracle we are alive today. So maybe, even though all of, oh my god, my whole religion is a scheme to feed this stupid angel. Jesus. So help us. I say we leverage what we can. I will follow you, and I will be quiet from here on out. My head hurts. My hand hurts. But, like that young woman said, I am not here to fuck around anymore. Make the best decision for us. I trust you too. But there are a lot of people on this station.
Question. How far away is this station from the next populated planet or station without the use of gate travel?
There is a populated planet in this system called Faria. So that's reachable in a couple days without gate travel, or puny gate travel even.
Is it reachable by fart shuttle?
It would take much, much longer, but yes.
What is it called, Brian?
Faria. Ferraya.
Follow-up question to that. Does everything that I've been in pursuit of lead to the understanding that this is the angel, the one and only? There's not multiple scattered throughout the Promethean Highway. This is the gas tank.
From what you're putting together, all of the major gate cities have an angel.
So we wouldn't be stranded if this place got glassed and the angel went kaput.
Nope, totally. You'd still have puny gate travel, right? So yeah, you're not totally stranded, for sure. Just travel all of a sudden takes a lot longer.
A lot longer.
While they're having this conversation, can Dr. Von Verst do a first aid check on Tenzin and the two other guys?
Yeah, 100%. Go ahead and make a check.
Good call.
Shit. That's a success.
Yep, on a success, you manage to...
Just looking to bandage the cut on Tenzin's head, and if there are any injuries to the other two, just basic first aid on this.
100%. Yeah, you absolutely do that. Bandaging the cut. Tenzin just kind of nods to you. You can tell...
You mind find that I extremely concussed.
So I am.
You say this so ominously, Val.
I don't know how to say things otherwise. Thank you for helping me.
It is my profession, my friend.
For the longest time, I thought it was mine as well.
Are you a medical practitioner of sorts?
No, I'm a religious terrorist. Ex-religious terrorist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about retraining, maybe, drywalling or carpentry or something? I guess you're a little old, but I don't want to be, biased.
No, I appreciate that. Drywalling sounds nice. Building instead of destroying.
Again, we will work on the ominous thing, but, maybe look into it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, of course, I will take a look at your friends now.
We come back to the rest of you.
You did a good job of tying drywalling back into the stories. You get points for that one.
Look, I don't even know where to begin. It's a suicide mission. I know he's fucking crazy. The Scotsman is fucking crazy. And look, I know everyone's well-intentioned and you want to fulfill these unrealistic promises. But, as you can see, it doesn't matter. The Soul Council gets killed and a crazy cult takes over. It doesn't matter who's in charge. Anyone who has power is corrupt. No system works. Okay? You just survive the best you can and with what you've got. And look, Juno, yeah, I'll admit, you're a decent shot. You're not militarily trained. You don't, what we're going into here, especially with your injuries, it does not make sense. We need to get off the space station.
If that's what you decide, I will follow you. And thank you.
I'm starting to think that the only way out is through. What if we get off the station, right? Then we're stuck on some sort of small ship at the edge of the Promethean Highway, only capable of jumping every couple of days. We'd just die on a spaceship in the middle of nowhere, doing nothing.
We're not gonna die on a spaceship. We have puny gates. We can...
Yeah. The point is, if we do this, we scratch that itch of vengeance or whatever, promise, for the fate. But we see some semblance of control over the ability to travel far, fast. It's not the same as using a puny gate. I'm not spewing bullshit here, right? There's a vast difference between using gate travel and using a puny gate to go from A to B.
Yeah, 100%. That being said, where you are, Gate City is the proverbial edge of the metaphor or the Promethean Highway. It is still relatively densely populated in a galactic sense, kind of in the immediate area surrounding the Gate City system. But you're absolutely correct. If gate travel were to just suddenly go away, it would basically fracture the USC space. It would like fracture the Promethean highway because like travel would take so much longer. Like to travel Puny Gate from Gate City back to Seoul would take like months and months.
Where's the closest gate?
I believe, let me just check.
If Gate City goes down...
The next closest one would be the Persephonian sector. So the Persephonian Gate.
Which we can Puny Gate to?
You could. That would probably take like quite a long time, but you could get there. I have it written down somewhere how far it actually would take you to get there. Here we go. Yeah. So Persephonia is 2,710 light years away.
Yeah,
you can Puny Gate about 5 light years at a time.
Yeah.
So,
look, we're essentially choosing between one of two options of immediate danger. One end result of that immediate danger is some semblance of control over our future and the ability to travel from A to B.
Who fucking says we can control this angel?
You just feed it. No? Is there some science behind it? What do you know about it? It looks like you just feed it and you type in coordinates and go. I'm not happy with the source of fuel, but...
I will remind you guys did a piece of information resurfaces in your mind where Party believed that they could control the angel because they used cybernetics. They had implanted cybernetics into this angel.
Yeah.
And that's how Party believed that they could possess it.
Okay. And it's not like we're trying to fight the angel. We're just trying to get control of the systems. No matter which choice we make, we are going to have to fight our way out of this city. Had the Scotsman not shown up with his guns and his men, that would have been a tough brawl for us in Zero G. With them, we might be able to effect a significant change on this particular area of the Promethean Highway. I am not pro-Navy. I'm not pro-Soul Council. I think all of them are corrupt, evil, bad to the bone. I don't think the Scotsman is much better, but better the devil you know. And if we get rid of the bones of Ymir in the process, all of a sudden there's way less Navy to be worried about.
Why is the bones of Ymir traveling to Seoul? I heard that right, yeah? That wasn't...
They're burning towards the sun of this system.
Oh.
They want to glass this planet, or this station.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's also, you remember Michael Wormwood saying to you when he took the book that he was going to throw it into the fucking sun.
It doesn't seem like we have a lot of good options.
No, both are bad.
Perhaps we... Don't look so happy, Brian. Perhaps we ask for more opinions. Or will that just muddy the waters?
I'm gonna lay down my vote. I think that we should go with the Scotsman and his men to the angel. At least in this scenario, whatever comes after, there's more options. And the other way, we still have a hell of a fight. Without more people. Long distance. And then we have no control over what happens after that. None. We're just stuck in space. Until we get to Persephone. That's where my vote lies.
Glade, whatever you choose also has my vote. Unless you would like me to choose.
While Leah is thinking about this, as a random aside, I just did the math. It would take you guys just under 3 years to get to Persephonia from Gate City.
That's not so bad.
It's not so bad. 3 years not that long.
Talk about a character development phase.
Yeah.
Imagine all the things that we could talk about and all of the trauma we could work through.
And
99 bottles of malt liquor on the wall. 99 bottles of not malt liquor.
And all the other things we can do.
I love the Seinfeld bass. What's the deal with scissoring?
And presumably, the fallout of a situation like this where gay travel is gone means that traveling at any pace becomes far more dangerous because there's no more law enforcement, essentially.
Yeah, there's a lot less. The further you get away from any of the gate stations has always been like more and more lawless, whether that be through, you know, kind of criminals like piracy or just corporations without oversight. Kind of take your pick there. That's always been true, but like doubly so now. And yeah, I mean, like the consequences just kind of percolating in the back of all of your minds, you know, just realizing like there are settlements and stations in deep space that are probably going to die without gate travel.
Like, this isn't a million people on a station. This is millions of people across hundreds of planets and
possibly
stations.
billions.
Yeah.
If this station is not glassed and these creatures, like if we control the angel, it has been inferred that we may be able to control these creatures.
You don't know.
So we also potentially open the door to the destruction of the entire system through these creatures.
Correct.
Door's already open. Just because we don't see it happening elsewhere doesn't mean it isn't.
I don't disagree with your summary so far. So to basically confirm your options here, you can try to get off the station, get to your puny gate, and then just jump out of the system. You can also try to go to Faria, which is the closest planet there. You can join the Scotsman and try to take over the Angel and, you know, kind of see how that plays out for you.
And that's what Doug is invested in, right?
That's where Doug is right now.
Yeah.
At least according to the Scotsman.
Is the bones of Emir hailable? Can I communicate with them from the gate now that...
Possibly.
What would give me the best chance of doing that?
You wouldn't be able to do it, like, that's not something you could kind of do from your personal data center.
Mm-hmm.
You would need like a pretty big communications array. So GC admin could probably do it. Or I would say getting to the Violet King Henry, except that your communications array had burned out on the ship.
So, or a ship, though?
A ship. Yeah, probably a ship. Oh yeah, third option, die. I forgot that one. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes.
Of course.
Well, Glade can't die, so.
Right. True. So two options. You have two options. Yeah.
As you guys are huddled around in deep thought, nuts float in from above you. And if you look up, you will see an entirely rotund circle of a man staring at you from what, to your perspective, is like directly above you. Wow, this conversation is so intense. The thought process is... Oof, I'm getting the shivers.
Glade looks at Juno. Can I have a word with just you?
Of course.
I'll leave.
You float away.
Yeah.
I guess we're still floating, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we're still on the phone. I don't know.
Glade grabs one of Juno's hands and kind of maneuvers them away a little bit. Glade, looking down. Look, a lot of what Alistair said, it, to a degree, makes sense. And I do agree. And in different circumstances, before circumstances, I probably would decide to go with the Scotsman. But, and Glade grabs both your hands and looks up at you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand the thought of you getting hurt or dying. And of course, I mean, there's risks either way, but we've made it this far. And getting to a ship, I honestly, it's very achievable, but we go down that other road, I can't. I don't know if I can protect you.
Juno nods and breaks eye contact with Glade. I understand. When you were trapped in my house, I felt a part of me break. I heard gunfire, and I didn't know if it had hit you. Then, tussle, explosion. I detached a part of myself in that moment and realized two things. This is a new feeling. At least, yeah, this is a new feeling for me. I don't want to be separated from you, and I don't want you to die. It is much more painful for me, possibly for the first time, to think of someone else dying as a worse fate than losing my own life. I understand where you're coming from, and I love that you protect me. God knows I need it. But I am not afraid to die either, and I realized that over these last few days. Through all of this, I felt like I was swept up in something I didn't understand and didn't deserve to be a part of. I was just living my life, and I felt like it was going to go back to how it was. And evidently, that is not the case. I don't want to live with myself in the same way I was living before. Glade, I will not survive without you. I don't want to survive without you. And she squeezes Glade's hands and looks her in the eye again. So that's why I trust you. But if we leave this station, we need to hail the bones of Ymir. We need to convince them, and I can convince them. I know I can. I have to convince them. I have to convince them that they need to pick up every single person around this station. That they need to become responsible for the lives of those around us and bring them to a safe place, and I don't even know where that is. But messages need to be sent out, and we need to start doing things differently. We can do that here, or we can do that from somewhere else. But I'm not going to hide behind fame or pageantry or my family or anyone else. And I'm not going to lose you. Juno squeezes Glade's hands again. God damn it, everything hurts. Everything hurts, and I am uncomfortable, and I don't want to hurt anymore.
I think you're finally starting to understand what my life's like.
I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. That doesn't help me make my decision at all.
Catherine is very diplomatic and doesn't help make decisions usually in normal day life. So welcome to everybody. Thank you. Okay. Then Juno's bandaged hand and not bandaged hand, she sees Glade really thinking and in turmoil. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bandaged and not bandaged hand. Move up to Glade's face.
Mm-hmm.
You can let go of, if you need help, I mean. You are safe, at least with me. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I hope you understand. And Juno kisses Glade.
Oh.
Crunching of nuts.
But the nuts are the patriarchy.
At first, Glade, like a couple things go through her mind of just the people around them. One person specifically being like the Scotsman, and just mind just like constantly overthinking like the situation and plans and what to do, blah, blah, blah. And then she finds herself landing on your words of being safe with her. And Glade just kisses back. Yeah, and just like,
The audience should note that Catherine just held up her hands like a child that just did her first successful somersault. It was very cute.
I initiated romantic involvement.
Successfully.
Nice. Successfully. Again, also...
Yeah, nobody even had to roll anything either.
Thank God.
Something that... Gino headbutts her. Something Catherine is also not very good at doing.
Headbutting?
That was phenomenal. No, and I'd say that, like, it's funny. Our last kiss definitely was, like, awkward.
This one less awkward?
And, like, the last one.
But this one's less awkward?
Yeah, so...
Oh.
There go the arms again.
Yeah, for successful handspring now.
No, I meant awkward, like, our characters were awkward doing it. I didn't mean you were awkward.
No, I know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just proud of Gino.
And, like, I think on both sides, I think there was a bit of timidness in the kiss. And then, like, this one, like, Glade just fully embraces Juno, wraps her arm around her waist, grabs her head, and yeah.
And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 boys. Just like all floating around. And, like, that's such
The portable data centers just come up and I'm kidding. That doesn't happen because I'm not gross. I'm not that kind of gross. You kiss. Both of you go ahead and roll D6s for me.
1, 4.
Glade regains 1 point of sanity. Juno regains 4.
Damn it. I wish I rolled higher.
That's pretty
My
nice.
sanity's so low.
You know what? Make it.
This is 4 times better for Juno.
Yeah, this wasn't a sweet statement about love overcoming evil. This was like, no, let's gamify it. Like, this is a competition and one of you can win. You regain sanity in this moment where everything else is falling apart. You two are able to find each other. It just stitches the world back together just a little bit.
Oh. But do we gain sanity every time we kiss?
No. Fucking course. God fucking damn
3
it.
years on a spaceship, just alternating between mowing down on crackers and fucking sucking face.
This is how we're going to survive.
You can't min-max love.
Gets to the next system with 1,000 sanity and 1,400 luck.
Fucking watch me, min-max love.
Okay. Eventually, 10 hours later, we break apart.
The station is gone.
Well vaporized at this point.
We separate. Glade feels a little lost, like, whoa. And still looking at Juno, she says, I want to know what you want to do.
Uno reverse.
I like it, though. I like it.
Have you ever played No You Hang Up First in a survival situation?
Because we're
still on the
phone. I was listening to that episode, and when you said you would have pocketed the call, I was like, oh. It's hard to say. There is no right answer, but I do believe in standing by our friends. And you seem to have some rapport with this Scotsman man. There are people on this station who could use an ally. We are those people as well. Chance of survival? Possibly low. But standing for something we believe in? If we can patch ourselves up, I say that we stay. If we cannot patch ourselves up, we run and do everything we can. Let's see if we can make it to that hospital he was talking about, or talk to this doctor. And let's see how much time we have.
Okay. But promise me one thing.
Anything.
The Scotsman's not our friend. And I want you to stay away from him.
I will.
As best you can.
I will stay away.
Fuck. Alright, we go back.
I thought you said he didn't have any candied nuts.
But not in that bag, there are several bags. There's this tiny leather pouch in the front of these. Yeah, and so there are many bags.
Convenient for snacks.
Boys, boys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's go catch an angel.
Sounds fun.
Are we speaking in metaphors here, or everyone keeps talking about an angel and I'm just a little lost.
And that is where we will end tonight's episode.
Cheers!
Thanks for making it this far. So ends episode 11. Unigate summary incoming shortly. This podcast is edited, mixed, and mastered by me, Brian Gashgarian. All the music in the podcast is composed by me. Special thanks to Carlin for her voiceover work, our patron McMangus for their trigger warning rhyme, and to Alex, Leah, Tom, and Catherine for lending me their talent for this. You can find us on Insta, TikTok, and Twitch at The Stars Aren't All Right, or on Blue Sky at TSAA Pod. You can support us on Patreon at the link in our bio, and chat with us on Discord using that very same link. But as a reward for making it to the end, I would like to remind you that a group of ferrets is called a business. Most of all, thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
It is my pleasure to read the first piece of actual physical fan mail we have got, which actually was given to us at Christmas, and I forgot it in my bag.
Classic Alex.
Yeah, classic.
Sorry. Happy April, everybody. Dear Alex and the other stars of The Stars Aren't All Right, please find attached my donation, which I am giving to you because I cannot imagine a charity case more need. Please spend it on malt liquor. Merry Christmas from a loyal fan, our good friend whose name shall remain anonymous so I don't dox the shit out of him. Anyways, thank you very much. It's certainly appreciated. We will indeed spend it on malt liquor.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Thanks again.
A crisp
Thank you.
$100 Canadian. That is at least $40 US, which is awesome.
And declining.
Good old Santo Snowpickers.
Incredible. We love that, guys.
Yeah.
Any feedback you guys give us, we've gotten a few very lovely emails and some comments in our Discord, and it really does make a huge difference. So thank you guys so much for reaching out and letting us know that you like us.
Can I also ask everyone who is listening, I know that I think we asked this at the top of the episode as well, but if you haven't already, if you rate our podcast, that helps us a lot. We're seeing some really, really cool new listener action across the world. And also we have a fantastic Discord. It is small but mighty. But I would love to extend a personal invitation to our listeners in Germany and in Poland and, and Australia and all sorts of places all around who are listening in. We really appreciate you, and we've heard from a few of you, but we'd love to hear from you more. And our Discord is a great place where we ask for lots of suggestions, and it's just a fun and welcoming spot as well.
Yeah, and you can tell us how bad our accents are.
Yeah,
please.
Please. Yeah, actually, we could use the feedback. We can take it. I can't. I'm fucking sensitive as hell. You'd be like, Brian, your Australian's terrible, and I'd cry for 7 days. But it would be formative. So, on that note, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I really thought you guys were going to join me on that.
No, just Derry.
No,
Yep,
really good.
smart.